talk to you about an issue that I've been hearing about from parents for the last couple weeks, which is that their kids are out of school and they are really concerned that their kids are going to lose half a year of knowledge, especially in places like California. Over 40 school systems in this country have shut down. And this is really speaking to a bigger problem, which is that how did our American education system get so outdated that in the era of technology, where we have robotic assistants in surgeries and self checkouts that are very annoying, by the way, how are we at a position where if our students are not sitting at their desks, they're losing all the education they've amassed and not getting another half a year of knowledge? How did that happen? It's because the US never fully integrated technology into classrooms. I remember when smart boards became a thing. For those of you who don't know, smart boards are like a smart version of wipe off boards. You can link them up to the internet, you can play games on them. They were supposed to be the culmination of technology and education coming together, except that never happened. They were just used as a tool to have more in person learning. If we had set up a system where classrooms could be online on a day to day basis so students could get homework help, so they could have access to their resources, so they could have access to a digital library, and I'm not talking about just high school, I'm talking about middle school and elementary school and younger than that, we would not be in this situation. It wouldn't matter if we were on vacation or in the midst of a global pandemic that requires social distancing. But because we never integrated technology, because our system is so outdated, parents are having to put together this makeshift curriculum out of like resources from Khan Academy, which are offering good resources, stuff from online, Summer Bridge activity books. It's a mess. And now you're having to have standardized testing canceled, which means that not only will these students who are trying to go to college be in a bad situation, they're probably going to have to relearn a lot of their prep courses for them because they can't just transfer what they do in person and put it online. And you have teachers talking about how difficult it is to make the digital jump. Why is it difficult in 2020 to make a jump from talking to 20 kids in person to talking to them on the computer? It's difficult because education's not designed for the modern world. It's designed to have modern aspects of it, but not fully integrated. It's like the US is afraid to do it. And a lot of articles I read say, well, digital education, it never really educates kids in the same way that in-person education does. Yeah, because the digital education system we have now is still designed to be used in classrooms. It's just taking in-person stuff and putting it online. That doesn't work. And now you have kids all across this country and really the world, millions of kids are out of school, not having the education resources they need, to the point where students can't even access books they were reading that year in whatever class it is online. And that's because we have no technology. Our system is outdated, and we're feeling the full effects of it here. Politicians like to say on both sides, it's a Republican problem too. Oh, I care about education. Education is so important. We're going to integrate technology. But all they do is run to Bill Gates, and he gives them a couple computer programs, and it's like, fine. But it never changes. So after this pandemic is over, I think parents should be listened to about their concerns. First of all, that students are going into the world not really knowing how to use technology as much as you would think they could. A lot of people don't know how to open a Word document or use PowerPoint. It's just the truth. And second of all, that if there's any interruption to in-person learning, suddenly all normalcy is gone. Suddenly you can't just keep teaching what you were teaching in math in third grade. That's the problem, and I hope people will start to pay attention to it, because at some point we have to catch up with the rest of the world. We have to be the country that has the digital classroom before other people do. Because if we don't have that, what does it say about the weakness of our system that all it takes is students not being able to be in person for American students not to learn? This is America. How do we have that weakness in our system? It's like the supply chain issues. It's a huge Achilles heel, and someone eventually has to address it. And honestly, it'll probably be in the private sector because politicians just don't care apparently about education. So thank you, everyone. Please retweet this, share this, and really think about the fact that we're in a situation that just because a student can't go to a specific building, they can't learn. How like freaking nuts is that? It's amazing. And I think that a lot of people want to say, "Oh, well, it's just going to get better. It's going to get better." But it's indicative of a bigger risk that we have, which is that students are not being designed for the 21st century digital landscape. They're just being designed to sit in classes and get the same education they've gotten for 1,000 years. Thank you, everyone. Please retweet this, comment under it, send it to people if you want, and stay safe out there and wash your hands. Good night, everybody.